Hello, it's Jane and I'm in the studio, and as you can see I've got a great big box of stuff, and before I start projects I tend to gather all the things together and put it in one area, and this is what's happened with this. And at the moment I'm doing winter whites, so I've literally checked all the winter white things that I haven't been using into this box, and now's the time for me to organise. So before I get going on other things, I'm just sort of sorting out what's here. Lots of bags, all these things, most of it is literally recycled. I recycle everything, so there's a lot of bags, and I'll put them in piles so that I can see what I've actually got. The bags I will use to actually put journals and cover them and make gifts again in them. There's tissue paper. I love this star tissue paper. But it's that organising of your things that you have. And if they are recycled, it's literally, it's making sure then that they are where you can actually find them. Now, I'll talk to you about that in a minute. There we go. So I've also got image. Now this is one of the images of the Snow Queen, which was my inspiration from Neil Gaiman's book of Sleeping Beauty. That's another bag. That way at the moment. I can actually put that over there, and I can just keep pulling things out. Now these are a load of cards and cardboard, so I'm going to literally put the card and the cardboard, and then I will sort the cardboard out. Now they're the fair cones, and if you think that's what I've been making project wise, that's what I've been doing over the last few days. These are all, that's all of scenery. Lots of scenery. This is lovely. It's one of those lovely dangles, and it's got Merry Christmas. But of course you can remove the Merry Christmas and actually just have sparkles, which is probably what I will use. Now I'm going to put all these together at the moment. I'm just, just having a look at the moment, and then when I clear the table I will sort all those out. So those are definitely all old Christmas cards. I recycle old Christmas cards, and I used to do lots of projects with groups with Christmas cards. Lots of bags, lots and lots of paper bags that I collected over time. Oh, look at that with sparkle. That's definitely what's going on at the moment. So all the cards I'll put there. Now these are little pieces, so I'm going to put those on there. The snowdrops, I actually do a class in January, so I will put that aside for January to use. Again, this is on how to paint a scenery, so that might be good in a bit. So I'm going to put that up there. Lots of papers, and you'll find there's never enough room on your desk. Ooh, a colouring book. Now this colouring book is all to do with winter. It's called Art for Mindfulness, the Winter Wonderland. So I use pictures out of the colouring book to actually put in my sketchbooks and my journals. Papers, doilies. Again, this is lots of just ordinary bits of papers, envelopes. That's bits of paper. I'm just going to put that in there. Yeah, these are all bits of white paper that I use. Again, lots of lovely sparkly stuff. Cards. Small cards. Oh, look at that one. Now this one's one of those pop-up ones, so I will actually put this on a journal so that it actually physically pops up. Tissue paper, some of the fabric samples, lots more tissue paper, a little piece of fabric, and that's in here just to remind me that not to forget the fabric. Tracing paper, a lot more cards, there's some more tracing paper. I'll put the cards with those. Papers that are textured. Now this is one that's out of the diary, and it's actually got a pocket already, and it's those sort of colours, but there's poppies on it, but when you actually put items on top of it, it will give a totally different look to it. That's a lovely with the snowflakes in. Again, that's the colouring book. Ooh, bits of shine. In here are some of my dissolvable machine embroidery pieces as well. So I use those, you know, I've literally put layers of voile together and then machine stitched the snowflakes, and then I go around with a soldering iron, and then they get re-put together and popped on top. Another paper bag. More paper, lovely foil, bits of sparkle, papers, fabric samples, card, it's a bit of white card. Now that's just texture out of a magazine, but again, it's got texture that will be ideal for these type of journals. This is a little tiny bit from a colouring book, but it's a mandala, and it will go great in the journal. There's that scene from the decorative painter, so I'll pop that on that one. These are all cards again, that can go on there. All the cards together. I think this is another how to paint a scene. Yeah, I'll pop that on there. Papers, that's a tree. Some more papers that have been coloured. That's quite pearlised. There's two pearlised pieces, I will put those with that. Snow Queen, again, that's out, and these are papers from it's got Destiny, Treasure. These are from a scrapbook page. So I'll put those up there. I'll put those up there. Another piece of paper, and that's got something stamped on it. That's a scenery again. It's been, I'll pop it on top of there, you'll see it. You can see it's one of the cut-out cards. So pop that there. More tissue paper. And you can see there's an awful lot here. These are all, let's take that out. These are all the stickies, you know, the stick-ons from all different, I mean, again, I've collected these from all different projects, but they're all silver ones, and that's why I've actually kept them with this. So these are all cards. So again, a bit of card, that's a bit of card, that can go on there. Those are all cards, these are papers. So I'll put those with that. That's a bit of tracing paper, so that needs to go with that, a bit of tissue. That's a notebook. Again, I'll put that with the book things. Notebooks are good because you can add them to the back, and they're quite nice. Ooh, that's got snowflake on it. Now, I'm not actually sure what I'm going to do with these pieces because I've already done one journal already, and I'm considering doing another, but at this time I will probably, there's silver stars, I will probably leave it for another year, or until I think, oh, I have another go. That's not actually part of this. So same with those. A bit of textured paper, bits of fabric, little notions, and then some clear foil. And then these are all tiny little pieces that I've popped in a box already because they were too small, but they're ideal as trimmings. So I tend to put them in and then just keep putting all the trimmings, like those little pieces, in, because they're almost added bits. So these papers, yeah, that's actually physically a bit of card. Those are cards. So I actually put those with the envelopes because they work well as envelopes. See, that's a card that's already near enough done, and then those are papers. So that's the box completely empty. You can see my box is empty now. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put the bags and the stick-ons in here for the moment, so I can actually do all this lot, and then I'll put that to the side. Now, I showed you this. Now this is an expandable file, and what I tend to do with these is I use them to put all these pieces in, and it keeps all this lot organised to when I need it again. And I tend to theme them, so you'll see these as I go through. So I know in here, you know, at the back I'll probably put all the papers. So I'll put some of these wallpapers in the back. And that's wrapping paper. And then I just fold it down. These can all be ironed. If they're too big, I will actually iron them if need be, to iron out the creases. But a lot of the time I actually use the creases and then those are bits of card, and they're embossed, so I'll put the embossed card in one of the pockets. That's clear silver card. I might have to, depending on the space. Actually, that's decorated papers. That's another pocket. That's wallpaper. These are papers. So I'll put those with that. And you can see I just then put them all into this expander file. I think I should have got a peg to fold this back so I can actually see what's in here. There you go, that's better. So plain card, embossed card, plain card. And then if you want to actually label, you can actually label the pockets if you want what's in each. Paper. So we've got papers, and then we've got printed papers. So I'm then going to do the paper type ones. So those are all papers. So I'll put those ones, which are almost like the embossed plasticise papers. The tissue papers I will put in the box, so that does those. These are decorated papers, so I'll put those, the front pictures actually, they're pictures, they're papers, they're pictures. So I'll put those again with the papers. There we pictures I think I'll put in a separate one. Because sometimes you need pictures for inspiration, but also so that they're actually in. So that you know where to get them from. I'll put those back here. Those all need to be with the embossed papers and textured papers. And then here is one with sort of, I'm going to put ones with embossing, but also there are different textures. So, and different pieces of, that's an envelope. So those all go in there. Now I've got this blue purely because you can see there's some blue. I am doing a blue project. So those need to be papers. Embossed papers. There we go, put those in there. So the envelopes, cards, let's make a piece of card, go in there. The envelopes, cards, and that will literally be in that one. Okay, so now I need to sort these out. So that's already a ready-made card. I might even put that ready-made card in here as elements. Same with these. I'm going to take the stars out of here. And put those stars in with the elements. And then this happy birthday bit will go in, and then they will go. Happy birthday file with letterings and things like that. I'm just going to cut that there and then put that in, separate it and put it in recycling. Right, so I'm going to move that out because there's lots of little elements here that can go in. And then these cards, that's already, these cards, Christmas trees, people, Christmas trees, words. That needs to go in with the envelopes and cards. So that's already a ready-made one. See, this I just would like this or this section here, not necessarily the whole card. So actually, I'm going to trim that off and put that in there. This has got this embossed ideal for a tag because it's just slightly off. It's like a cream, or it could be used for the back, which is the pink. Oh, that pink needs to be saved and popped in with the pink, same with that paper. So I don't know, I might use the front or I might reuse that bit and pop it on there, so it depends on what's going on. I'll put that separately. I'll put those with those. Trees. See, this I'd probably use for all the sparkle. Trees. the long thin cards I'm actually putting together because that's an element. This is lovely because it's of the snow queen, so that will actually go as a with the pictures and the snow queen as an inspiration start. Because that's what all these projects are actually based around. Yeah. Got a lot of things on. Look at that pearlised envelope. And this is what I do with all the projects. I literally will put them all together and then find and sort. See, that's lovely. I think that might go with the pine trees, but I don't know. That's a beautiful one. You can see with the sparkle. The geese, I'm not so sure. That's that sparkle again. I put that with sparkle. Not sure about that one, but it's the elements that I like. Elements. Now the swans are in there, if you think, because of the 12 days of Christmas, and that's why I've actually put that in here, because of that reference to the 12 days of Christmas. So I've put all the animal ones together. That's sparkle, so I'll put the sparkle and the sparkle together. And I'll put the embossed ones and the snowflakes. And then these little doilies I'll pop in there, and the same with those, I'll pop in there. Because those are all sort of elements. So I'm now down to... I think I'll put that with trees, as the mistletoe goes in the trees. So I've now got that whole great big scramble of pieces. I've now got 1, 2, 3, 4 piles, and I think I've got 4 ones left. So I'll put sparkles in first, and then these long thin cards, which I will use as they are, or I'll use them as they go in, and then I have to put those in with the long thin ones in a separate space. Okay, and those pictures, put in with the pictures. Alright, so you can see now that has now all been organised into there, so I can actually handle it better and I can actually find things. And also, by sorting it through, I've actually got an awareness of what is in that file. So you can see I'm now down to with the pictures, and that also reminds me then to go into the colouring book. These I'm probably going to put, because I've been doing the Fergo's, and that I know will be going in the snowflake project, so that's actually kept separately. So that box that was overflowing, is now condensed down into bags and tissue paper. The file, colouring book, the little tiny elements, if I turn that way, the sketchbook that it might go in, and also a notebook that might go with it, because I might end up making one of these bags, because sometimes I will actually make up a bag instead. Now I'm just going to fold that bag, bring that bag forward, so when it does flop, it flops over the rest of it. It keeps it sort of semi-flat. And then these bits of white paper, turn that on its edge, that can go in. And these I will put, but I'll put them at the front, because then I know that anything to do with fir cones and things are actually put at the front. So this, because this is cardboard and things like that that I'm actually using at the moment for various things, I will put the back, because then I know to grab it. So you can see that box condensed down, and also it's now all organised so I can actually physically use it, and it's condensed it, which is what we need. So that was my little go through of how I organise my pieces when I'm actually doing journals for certain themes. And then each box I have a different thing, and I have a shelf that I literally put them in the months of the year, so I know exactly what is in each one. Okay, and then this little pile of oddments again will go in the ones that are there on that shelf. And in the next video I'll show you what's going on with the journal, which is what some of those pieces I would have used, or I will actually make up another journal, another pack up or a paper bag, and use all those elements in it. And this is the next video.